Sometimes after a diagnosis, you can find yourself stuck. But that's not your case. How were you able to manage to continue just finding purpose and meaning and moving forward?
It starts with what I always talk about, and that's early detection. Had I not found my cancer stage 1, I'm not sure I will be able to be doing the things I'm doing today.
But we're talking about thriving. And so, what we're doing to that, we're going to be talking to Mr. Mathew Knowles on the show today because not only is he
I live life with gratitude today. I wake up in the morning feeling great about life. And I always say I'm cancer free today. And that's why I live every day as fully as I can.
This is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. And again, as always, we're bringing you another phenomenal guest. But this guest is not just another, he's been here before. But today, we're talking about life after cancer. See, a lot of times there's no roadmap for after treatments. So you got hit with this diagnosis, and then afterwards, what do you do? What's important? Do you even want to go back to work? Do you have meaning in your life? Do you have a purpose? There's good days and there's bad days. So, how do you find yourself again? See, because cancer was just a chapter in your story, in your life, but it's not the whole book. So, how can we find ourselves not only surviving after cancer, but we're talking about thriving? And so, what we're doing to that, we're going to be talking to Mr. Mathew Knowles on the show today because not only did he survive, he is thriving. And there is a big event that's taking place on the 23rd of January, and it's helping us to see just the work that he's done because of his passion with the Destiny's Child tribute. And I hope all of you guys can join. So put our hands together as we bring in Mr. Mathew Knowles. Matthew.
How are you, my brother?
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah, I'm here today. The last time we talked, I was at my office, home office there in Orange County, California. Today, I'm looking at beautiful downtown Houston, about 30 floors up in my Houston home office.
Look at you. You are a person who doesn't sit still. And I love that about you. And sometimes, Matthew, sometimes after a diagnosis, you can find yourself stuck. But that's not your case. How were you able to manage to continue just finding purpose and meaning and moving forward?
Kenny, it starts with what I always talk about, and that's early detection. And why early detection is so critically important. Some folks just don't get it. Had I not found my cancer stage 1, I'm not sure I will be able to be doing the things I'm doing today. But I'm able to do those things because I found it early. And that's the importance of early detection with all types of diseases. So it allows me also to have this mental attitude because when you are stage 1, you have a 99.5 survivor rate. And so that gives you the confidence and that you can go on with life as it is. So it begins with early detection. And again, I just hope everyone that's listening understand and hear me when I say how important it is. Prostate cancer, 1 in 8 in our lifetime would get diagnosed with it. Breast cancer, 1 in 8 women in their lifetime will get diagnosed with it. And we all, at some point, at some time in our life, will have a health issue. But it's also that mental strength, having the fortitude to forge on with your life and continue to do the things that you're passionate about. That's why I use that word passion so much, because it cuts through disease. It cuts through those hardships, those hard times that we're all going to have in our lives.
Yes. We love that. I love how you brought this up because early detection is a key, but sometimes people don't find out till late, Matthew, and that's When all talk oncology, we deal with all spectrums, people who found it early, people who found it late. But what you mentioned is important, and I want the listeners to hear this. It's about your mental. And when we're talking about the mindset, how do you get the mindset? So today's interview was about life after cancer. Matthew, you're quite busy here. We're getting ready to go into this Candlelight series, which is amazing what you've put together and what is being broadcasted in 6 different cities, hopefully to be over 100 at this point.
There will be. We are doing a Destiny's Child iconic reimagined tribute. And the ladies deserve that. The company Candlelight and their parent company Fever, which is based out of Spain. These folks have been doing these tributes for over 10 years. All sorts of events they do, almost 1,000 events per day around the world. So they've got it down. And I'm able to partner. I'm one of the first people they've ever partnered with. And we're starting out with the Destiny's Child, and we hopefully will move on to some other major R&B artists that also are deserving. But I'm really excited. Imagine walking into these amazing venues. There in Los Angeles, we're going to be at the Emmanuel Presbyterian Church there on Wilshire Cathedral. And imagine there's over 2,500 candles and the ambiance and the mood that sets. And everyone is dressed to the nines and chic. Now you hear these beautiful quintets of violins playing these hit Destiny's Child songs. And in between them, I'm giving you some history of how some of these songs came about that people don't know. Like, for example, with Wyclef, that song came about because Wyclef was in Houston. The ladies had been on tour with him, and I asked him if he would do the remix. On a Friday night, I asked him, would he come to the studio on Saturday before he left Houston to go to New York? And like a fool, I asked him to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, you shouldn't ask a rapper who's prominent on a Friday night if he's going to be in the studio at 10 o'clock in the morning. He might have just been getting back to his room at that time. I don't know, just saying. But anyway, so we're there at 9:45 because we're going to get there early. We're there, 11 o'clock comes, no Wyclef. 12 o'clock comes, no Wyclef. Now his flight's at 3 o'clock. 12:30, Wyclef walks in, and the girls are 15 years old, right? So they're teenagers. And he goes over to Beyonce and he says, I would like for you to sing the ballad version for me. I want to hear it. She has an attitude. So instead of singing it slow like the ballad, she says, Boy, I will love you. He was like, Can you do that again? And she thought he didn't like it, so she went harder. And he says, I love that shit. I love that shit. And that became the beginning of her fast singing style.
I love it.
And so we'll share some of those stories, but this is going to be a moment for folks, a tribute to the number one female girls group of all time, Destiny's
You know,
Child.
100%. And and I hope you guys are hearing this. Matthew, you're going to be there personally, right? And being able
Yes.
to give these true back behind the scenes stories, right?
I will be at each and every show, Atlanta, DC, Miami, New York, Atlanta. I'll be at all those shows. It starts this Friday, January 9th, on my birthday. It starts here in Houston. It's literally will be sold out by in another couple of hours. These are intimate shows, 400 to 500 people. We do a 6:30 and a 8:30 p.m. So it's intimate, it's cultural, it's very unique places that we're doing these at.
I'm so looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be there. And I want to not only be a person just in the audience, but being able to hear these behind the scenes stories. And for me, looking at you, Matthew, through my lenses, I see patients come in and they get stuck sometimes, or they're trying to find that. And this night, the 23rd of January in Los Angeles, it's looking at you to see how you are thriving, to see how your resilience and how this is behind you. And there's so much more life ahead of you. I'm just honored to be a part of that and looking forward to it.
Thank you. And we actually end the set with the song Survivor, which was one of Destiny's Child's number one songs. I had the opportunity, Kenny, to co-write on that song. And it's about just that, thriving and surviving hardships in life. And we've all had hardships. We've all had breakups, and we've all had those things. As I put the set list together, I wanted to end on something that moved people. And I'm probably going to ask people to pump their fists up in the air if they've survived something, because we all have.
Yes. What a great way to end the show. Look, and we're getting behind the scenes hits already from behind this. I love that. Matthew, for anyone that's listening, a lot of us we love Destiny's Child. It's been three decades we've been listening to them. And what would you say to someone who may be going through something and why they need to show up on the 23rd in Los
Well,
Angeles? Any of the events?
I think we have to, as we're going through life, and I always say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And how do we live throughout that journey? And I think we have to be kind to ourselves. We have to give back to ourselves. Here's an opportunity. A lot of couples come to these events. A lot of groups come together for these events just to celebrate, to really take themselves out of whatever their life struggles are. And that's, people don't understand, that's why entertainment does so well in challenging times, like COVID, for example. The entertainment music industry just quadrupled in sales because people wanted to really release and step away from some of those challenges and just have a moment of enjoyment and a moment of life. And those things makes us feel better about whatever we're going through. It gives us hope.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important to go to things, especially when they're different, especially when they're can give us some sort of emotional relief. And I'm very proud that I partnered with Candlelight. If you haven't been to one of these shows, you owe it to yourself to experience it because it is an experience.
Yeah. These candlelight things are very romantic. There's people sometimes I hear are getting engaged at these events. Have you heard of
I've
that
been
as
at
well?
one. I've been at one. I was at one about my wife and I about 3 months ago, and at the very end, this gentleman on the front row got on his knees. And by the way, for those that are listening, please don't wait around to get your tickets. The front rows go quickly. I think we only have a few front row seats left in Los Angeles. So go to destinyschild.com. You can remember that. We're making it very simple. You can simply go to destinyschild.com and get your tickets there.
Yes. Looking at some of your accomplishments, that is amazing because I'm bringing this for anyone that's gone through something tragic. You realize things are not important anymore. It's some of the things and the purpose and the meaning and your passion and the things that you love. And when you think about your passion, Matthew, the accomplishments that you have been able to achieve through your artists as an individual, how does that make you feel and how do you keep that mindset moving forward?
I live life with gratitude today. And then pretty much all that I do, I live life in gratitude and purpose. I wake up in the morning feeling great about life. knowing that in a day, and I always say I'm cancer free today. I never extended past today. And I like the fact that I keep it in the moment because that can change. And that's why I live every day as fully as I can. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah. We appreciate that. And it's a reminder for all of us listening in, to be able to be grateful and stay in the moment. And sometimes things creep into our lives. But as you talked about, entertainment, music, that can change our moods, right? Can really change our mood. So thank you. Thank you for that. And
Well, I just want to say, I want to go back to that song Survivor.
mm,
And I want the listeners to really hear the words of it. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm going to make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving. That's very powerful. There was a time when we used to get fan mail, and I remember reading one of those letters where this lady literally had gotten in a bathtub, had gotten a razor, and was about to slit her wrist. And in the kitchen was her radio, and the song Survivor came on. And it touched her so much, she got out of that bathtub and just started crying and asked for help. See, songs like that can touch us in so many different ways. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on surviving. And that's what I say to all of you. Don't stop. Keep on surviving. And I hope I have the opportunity to see you enjoy life and share the moments with you to enjoy life on September the 23rd.
we're going to embrace that. We look forward to that. And listen, the Candlelight series is coming to a city near you. Look for that Destiny's Child series. And because surviving and thriving is what we do. Mathew, it's easy for us to sit here and say, Mathew has it all, right? Mathew, he went through cancer, but now look, everything's good. Help us, Mathew. I'm going to ask you, could you relate maybe a time was maybe it was one of your hardest moments in life? And then how you were able to get through that? Because you talked about it's a process. Maybe can you walk us through something like that?
Yeah,
And
I'll be more than happy to. For me, everyone does it differently. For me, I was able to find this amazing Black man as my therapist in Dallas, Texas, who really I lean on when I'm feeling uncomfortable about something. And that really helped me get through COVID as I was very anxious that I could get COVID. I had just had my surgery in June, and then come January, COVID is on us. And it came to the point that I didn't want my wife to go outside of the house. I was taking my temperature, I don't know, 15, 20 times a day, had an oxygen meter on my finger, palms sweating, anxiety attacks. I hadn't had those in years. And I knew it was time to ask for help and to call on someone because I needed help. And it was through those sessions that I was able to get help and to process and understand that I had never really processed that I could have possibly died through cancer. And he shared with me that things are unresolved in our lives. When there is a crisis, you multiply it 25 times. Let's say that again. For those of us, you that have some unresolved issues in your life, whenever there's a crisis, it's multiplied 25 times. And I understood that after going through some sessions of therapy. But life is not, life for me is just like life for everyone else. I just left earlier today at the medical center here in Houston with my eye doctor. And early glaucoma. But fortunately, a young man came in, my physician, and he says, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, Mr. Knowles. You have glaucoma, there's damage that's been done. I can't save that, but I'm happy that you came in early because moving forward, I think I can save your eyesight. Again, it goes back to early detection. My mother had glaucoma. It goes back to genetics. And those are the things that we're learning in life. And his thing was, hey, you need to call your daughters immediately because this is a genetic issue. I didn't cry and sulk. I told my wife how grateful I was to find this early. And on Monday, I get treatment, and on Tuesday, I get laser treatment. I'm not going to put it off. I'm going to take care of it now. And that's the kind of attitude that I have for any type of mental or physical illness. I'm going to take care of it now. I'm not going to put it off.
Yeah. We love that. We love that. Tackle the issues. And if you listen to Mr. Knowles right now, you drop some gems. Sometimes we have things that we are carrying in our bodies, right? And we're unresolved issues. And let's get them fixed. And I can look into this camera and also speak to myself. We all of us have these issues sometimes that we have not resolved. And so let's get
Yeah.
them. Let's get them resolved. We still have the ability to make a decision. So as long as we're upright, that's our superpower. We have the ability to make a decision. Imagine that. Mr. Knowles, I appreciate you coming in here talking about something that you're going through in real life and then how you are tackling that. So your resilience is contagious. And so let us see and mimic that. So thank you so much for bringing that up, Dr. Mr. Knowles.
Yeah,
I
but
appreciate it.
thank you. Whenever I'm able to talk about those things, it releases me as well. Some people like to hold things in and don't want people to know. And I've never been that way. Not only does it help others, but it helps me when I talk about those things. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me on the right path. So don't hold back. I share.
Yeah.
I share things going on, but people think that some of our lives are so much different. I remember something my mother used to tell me all the time. She said, son, let me share with you what is rich. What does rich mean? And she said, someone could have $100,000, but they're $101,000 in debt. Does that make them rich? Somebody could have $100 and only $10 in debt. And she was trying to make a point. I was a kid, I didn't understand it then. But the point was is that also that rich is also how do we feel about ourselves too? Rich in spirit, rich in kindness, rich in giving back, rich in sharing stories, life stories, and also enjoyment. It can't be that we're always talking about cancer and cancer. We got to have fun too. We got to have some fun too.
Yes.
So here's your opportunity.
Here it is. Make sure you come out. Look, because I'm having a good time. Look, Matthew, I'm looking forward to it. Whatever city you in, I want you guys to look, Google that, Candlelight series, destiny'schild.com. You can get your tickets with city near you. And I
Yeah,
am
they can find out any and everything just simply going to destiny'schild.com. Let me share one thing before we leave, Kenny. In January is the Grammys, right? And so the Grammy voting will begin here any day. Destiny Child can make history again. And the way they can, Michelle Williams has been on Broadway almost a year now. And the song that she sang on Broadway, one of the songs she sings on Broadway is up for a Grammy. If Michelle Williams wins, and I'm going to claim it, and those of you are Grammy voters, I hope you hear this clearly. We need you to vote in this category for Michelle Williams. When she wins, I'm gonna claim it will make Destiny's Child the only female group to accomplish what I'm about to say, and only one other male band has accomplished what I'm about to say. And that is each member of the group individually has won a Grammy individually. And guess who's the only group ever in the history of the Grammys to do that? The Beatles.
Wow.
The Beatles. So it will be Destiny's Child and the Beatles.
Amazing.
And I just want people to, we need your help on voting. It's important to vote. In many ways, it's important to vote. But to just have the opportunity of, and even a possibility of Destiny's Child and the Beatles side by side. That's a real honor just to even have the possibility of that.
Amazing, to be honest with you. And I tell you, Mathew, I want to pause and give you, as we say today, give you your flowers, because you're the one who's able to recognize talent, and you see it, you know it when you see it. And for Destiny's Child to be in the same category as the Beatles and making history as individuals and a group has to do with your ability and your eye and being able to see that talent. What an amazing accomplishment. I want to give you those flowers right now, Mr. Knowles, while you're still here. And thank you for that, because we are jamming. We are jamming to this group still to this day. Those hits, no matter what comes on, we're gonna get up and dance. So I'm excited. I hope you guys, listeners, listen. It's coming to a city near you. Mathew will be there. That's
Well,
the beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. And talk about recognizing a star. I just want to say this, Kenny. This is why I'm on your show a second time, because I think you're a star. You are a star, brother. I'm just talking from my heart, brother.
Man,
You are a star.
no words.
I
Appreciate that.
love you. It ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm out on that. I'm out on that, my brother. I'll talk to you soon. So thank you
Listen,
for this, and we'll
sure.
see you on the 23rd.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthews, for joining us at All Talk Oncology. Appreciate you. This is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. Make sure you showed up for the candlelight. And until again, I'm out.
So stay connected with us on All Talk Oncology Cancer Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that, right? Wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Apple, Spotify, make sure you subscribe and continue to spread that word, right? Engage in this, because your engagement can help someone stay alive. And this is what we're talking about. So again, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Again, this is Kenny Perkins, aka your cancer guy. Until again, I'm out.